Yes, these are the conversations that we keep dodging, but again, they keep surfacing, with the change of times. And if you're a parent, you know that you have to go back to the drawing board. How you bring up your children, what you speak into their lives, how you train them, it's really, really very important according to how they are going to survive in the world. You realize that when we say that charity begins at home, we usually just think about the morals. Yes, the morals are really good, but the values of resilience. Because again, when the world beats you out there, you will keep standing up and you'll keep fending for yourself and fighting for yourself. And there is no way you can teach resilience and suffocate at the same time, or smoother at the same time. That means you have to get to a place where, just like you said, have the conversation that, you know what, you have to understand that this is the world. I'm giving you the general view of the world. You need to be patient. You need to have these things. But again, I should be able to listen to you and sometimes even spot your abilities, the different abilities that you are gifted in, to know that, okay, you really love football because, I mean, all your life you've played football. And so when you say that that is what you want to do for the rest of your life, can I not discard that and say, you know what, it's a must education? No, you can actually go with co-curricular activities together with education. No one has ever discouraged that. Instead of saying one is going to rob you of who you are, so put one aside. Because that is a short-lived career. And that means by the time you finish senior 6, you're not eligible anymore to start.
Yeah, true.
Those that started are already in the field. So I would love to know. Yes, you jumped out of that out of that basket. There are so many girls that you clearly see, and you're like, she's in the space that I was in, senior 6 vacation. She didn't know where to go, and she didn't know what to do, or she doesn't know what to do. Maybe she doesn't have enough guidance even from the parents. These days, parents are tired. They are pursuing money. Mom and dad are both working, coming back tired, and now you're left with just commands to follow. Go to school, you nearly have a timetable to do. And then after that, all they're telling you is don't, indulge the boys, don't. So there are so many rules that one must follow. What would you talk, or what would you speak into her life?
Okay, let me phrase it like this. First of all, what is education? Knowledge. Gained by study or practice.
No, when you start squinting your eyes, you look like a professor.
So it's either gained by study or practice.
Yeah.
But it's like, in our country, I don't know where we follow. I don't know if it's by only study theory. But when it comes to practical things, we are lagging behind.
Yeah.
And this brings the teachers on board. As you have said, that nowadays parents, they don't have time for their children. It's about money. They go in the at 6, come back at...
How else are we going to afford the fuse?
Exactly,
And
the current situation, if I'm to say. Then this brings the teachers on board. You are, as a teacher, the kids you're teaching, they say even the nursery teacher, you can see the abilities of this little kid. You can see the abilities of the student. You can see their passion. You get... Then come advise the parents. Mom, I'm going to take my daughter. They say, I want you to be a doctor. That's what our parents did. I want you to be a lawyer,
But have you seen stressed teachers of recent?
Exactly.
Yeah,
They can't even do the simplest of things, and you can't blame them. Like, they are traumatized, they need more help, so to say. So I think this also goes to the law implementers, the people in education sectors. I think these people need a lot more training to even manage their personal lives, not only just managing the children's lives.
Yes.
And the other thing also comes back. We have seen some people are teachers, not because of their passion. As he said, the mom was a teacher.
They have to make the money.
Yes,
They have to make the ends meet.
Survive somehow.
The dad was a policeman. So you're either a teacher or a policeman.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't put a blame on them.
Yes.
Some are there, not by passion, but because you have to be a teacher. When I was in my senior 5, I remember one of the teachers told us that only 3 professions.
Namely?
If you're not a teacher, a lawyer, a doctor. The rest, to some extent, I felt like, so the rest of the people are unqualified. It's like that's what she meant. You get, so you find
Nanti mbate mwasoma bitabo
yes
bingi.
ojasanga nti mweyo group wetwali mulimu abagenda nagamba sister mbeera teacher sigenda beera
Silwa kuba achagala, not because they are passionate about it, but that
qualified nga talina professional kitegeera.
Anokuwesa abazadde ekitiibwa. You know, when you graduate and your parent says on the village, my daughter is a lawyer. Do you know how big that sounds?
So abazadde
but my daughter is a DJ. Hey,
when do they say
keep
that?
quiet?
Exactly. So parents shouldn't forget nti bagamba nti ozaala mu bino tozaala mutima. Okitegeera. You find that I'll grow up having a different passion. I'll look like you, but I'll have a different passion. I'll have different interests.
Character traits.
Character traits. You get the point. So I was at
and the generation is also not helping.
Exactly. So like, let's parents come on board, teachers come on board, discover omwana wo Charlie, and appreciate.
And sometimes
support.
I feel that even when they are not so intentional on having these conversations, I think in this generation, people or children start understanding at a very early age that you can actually have a sane conversation. At 10 years, they are like 18 years old. They understand everything. And sometimes, because there's one thing that I really thank my mother for, even when she has never gone to school, she didn't have any profession, but the ways that she paved for me, because when I finished my senior 6, yes, I understand she really wanted to keep me safe. So she thought she's taking me to a prayer group to keep me safe. Little did she know that she's opening a door for me to actually do whatever I wanted, whatever I was very passionate about. Because it's through the prayer group that I actually bumped into radio. And I started doing radio in my my senior 6 vacation. I started doing emceeing weddings. So I started discovering that, okay, I have this gift of speaking. I'm an introvert in real life, but again, when you give me a microphone, I come to life. So the whole, like, it was an eye-opener for me. But she placed me there knowing I am going to pray for a 4-hour block. Get into a prayer room, pray for 4-hour block, get out, and I think she was like, let her go deeper in Christ, let her, understand God, keeping a child safe, so that she does not go around and loiter at the village. But little did she know. So I also feel like our parents connecting us to different things so we can be able to have hands-on experiences, because then that is how we're going to know what we are interested in. For example, you opened your own world of first aid certificates, but maybe you had it from someone and you decided to pursue it.
And I won't forget to thank my late mom, because when I told her that I'm going to join Red Cross, she was so supportive. Okay, I'll give you transport. And she'll give me transport every day.
Mothers are special.
Yeah, she was so special to me. So I used to go to Red Cross like every day.
So she know you're just going to Red Cross to do what?
I was going to Red Cross
to study first aid.
She wasn't sure.
I know she wasn't so sure what that daughter was doing. So it was like,
so like every day she used to give me money. Even on her sick bed, she used to give me the money to take me to Red Cross. So I did the training, and immediately after the training, that's when COVID came in, and Mingo Hospital wanted first aiders
and you were taken
frontliners, and I was one of them.
And you see frontliners who are passionate, because how many, just imagine, COVID could have been a huge test to people that were passionate about the health industry, because I guess some of them were like retreated to their homes. They were like, I'm not going to die.
I don't want to die.
But there are those frontliners who are called to do it.
Yeah.
They're like,
they stuck around.
Yeah, they stuck around. So that's beautiful. So that actually shows me that even when you went to church, with all the meat that they sent you for, and you went back late, but you realize, I think when they realized that you had flipped and you had changed in character, they let you keep going.
Yes. The thing about, I think we very much neglect the impact of the parents' support to their children. You don't have to agree with like the small details of whatever they're doing, but you can agree with the overall vision of the child has, and like just guide them. Don't don't. Of course, when they are doing the wrong thing, you want to step in.
You'll even know.
Yeah, you'll know. You want to step in and like put that right and what. But if it's stuff about passion and where they see their lives and what, that's a very important thing. You don't want your child to grow up and like have you to blame for the life they're living. Rather, I think it would give you more pride knowing that the life my child is creating for themselves,
they have chosen it.
And I agree
and they
with
will
them.
die for it.
They will die for it, because at the end of the day, I'm really glad that times have changed. I think I'm a millennial. Yeah, I am a millennial. And growing up, like she said, we only had specific things to do,
targets and commands.
Yeah, I
the
grew
don'ts
up.
were so many.
We
the
saw
do's were so little.
Yes, the dawn of Facebook and what, and like no one knew whether no one had in their minds that people would be able to make a living off of Facebook, off of Instagram.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, it's important for someone to find sustenance. It doesn't matter where they get it, provided they are not committing a crime. And they are happy where they are. They are able to feed their families. They are able to, provided they are not committing any crimes or doing anything immoral. Because I believe like immorality and legal things are kind of different. There's a thin line there. Some things are immoral, ethics, but they're not illegal. So it's those things. Parents being present. The reason I am the person today is because both of my parents were present in my life. We didn't have much, but my parents were always there. I didn't grow up. You
had a fallback position.
Exactly.
That even when you chose to do something that was out of the ordinary, you knew that I had a home to fall back to in case the world really refused and things were jammed. I had two loving people to fall back to. Instead of being, and you see, yours was even a policeman, and a policeman that is kind and that is there, but there are people that are just too sad. Parents, definitely there are those that are a result of broken homes, that they actually don't even have a safe space to fall back on, and yet they are trying to find themselves. So you see, that is a very hard place. That is why they will hold on to bad relationships, because maybe someone is there and you're like, I don't want to let this one go, because they give me a sense of comfort and a sense of belonging. But I also want us to look at, I don't know whether you've ever looked, because for me it has happened, you look back into where you come from and the decisions that you have made, or the rooms that you've been in, and the progressing of your career, and you're like, this is God. Like in my own understanding, I don't think I would have orchestrated one thing after another. I don't know how I would have been invited to this place or had a friend who connected me to this place, and then boom, I am finally here. As in, do you ever feel like it's God? I know some people like to call it fate, but I feel like there's a progression that has a power that is higher than us in a way of pulling us to our callings or our passions, or where we serve and where we are comfortable while we are serving. Do you ever feel something like that?
Yeah, I feel that.
I thought I was abnormal.
I feel that all the time because like the progression of my career has been just, like me finding myself in different spaces. Like you go in this side and then just abruptly you connect to something. Like in this side, and everything kind of lines up to what you are becoming. And it's not, most times it's not really about whether you're good at your job or what, but sometimes it's mostly God's favor, first of all, and then also character, because character comes from God. It's not something that's just there you can train yourself and whatnot. It's something that's innately, should be groomed within you. I know some people can change from one person to the next, from one character to the next, but then it takes something bigger than deeper, you and your actions to be able to become,
to sustain yourself.
And it's really, for me, it's been a blessing, because I've been working in church or Christian organizations and whatnot, and for some reason it has shaped the way I look at stuff, the way I look at my work, the way I look at like relationships with clients and whatnot. And these are some of the things that have gotten me to the point I'm at. the doors that have opened, I don't think I would have opened if I was a technologist.
An engineer.
No way. I would still be stuck.
You would be breaking pipes.
Exactly. Maybe with a pot belly somewhere. With
so
like
tired.
So tired. Every weekend you're like, I don't want to go back tomorrow.
And cursing your parents, you're like, no.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's been good since day one. And I'm really glad that my mom is like the pillar of godliness
in
our
your
family. Yeah.
Yes.
She's the one that brought my dad to Christ.
Wow.
She's the one that brought, I think she's the reason why I kind of sustained because whenever I'm going to do something dumb, and I've made some really dumb decisions. Whenever I'm going to do something dumb, I always think, okay, now I'm going to do this. What if my mom
gets to know
or my dad hears that
Gilbert
has done something? How would they feel? So that has kind of kept me in shape, and career-wise, it has kind of helped me grow in a way that I if people find it easy to respect me, even without like doing anything. Just be there. The places I've worked at.
It's easy to respect you if you're doing something that you love.
Exactly.
Because you show up for it. Yeah. You embody it. You move it every day and breathe it every day. How has that felt for you?
Like after the training, I had to go to that company. I had to apply like in 2 weeks. They called me like, yes, Jango Koli, we want
to. Just imagine that there are people that have been 4 years at university, studying something very hard. What?
Yes, and
those what are they called? Formulas. Hard formulas without jobs.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I say, that in Uganda, it's like when it comes to the practical part of it, we are lagging behind. But education is either study.
And yet the practical bit of it is more like a shortcut. You have given me a skill, I will stay with that skill for the rest of my life.
So like I was employed and I started working. So it's like a calling on me.
Yeah.
Like the other side of it is like God wanted me like to be humble. After getting to know what life is. Or not wake up one day and be like,
and just brag, oh, I'm alive, you know, let me go and eat party.
Exactly.
You're like, even those that died wanted to eat party.
I think to some extent God was seeing that you're just taking a different direction. You're starting to feel like you're alive. So
but you should see that even the young ones are actually
dying, and everything is there to save them, but He has decided. So I think it's like a calling, and I'm still
feel grateful,
and I'm still discovering. I just feel like.
And let me just bring in another scenario, because when we take the paths that we have taken, because we share the stories of how we jumped out of the baskets and how we paved our own way and stuff like, and definitely God held us and sustained us to where we are. The resistance on the path is real. And sometimes I think it's easier when someone sends you, because when you face the resistance, then you're like, it's so and so that sent me. I am studying for my parents. But remember, you choose your own path and you have to keep going, even when there's no profit coming out of it. You wake up and you have to forego clearly, you know, I'm going to skip breakfast, but maybe I'll afford lunch and I can't afford supper. And that's going to be like a season that you are going through, but you stick your head into it and still do it no matter what. And yet, if it were a job, you would say, I'm not paid, so I will just up and go. But because there is something different, you are driven. There is a drive beyond just getting a job and being a plumber, just getting a job and being a nurse, just getting a job. So you're doing this more than what you would do for a job. That season is not an easy season. It's more like a desert of some sorts that you have to go through, a training that you have to go through, that eventually even and break through into even getting the money. That is when we sometimes become wiseacres. We look back and tell the people that are starting, it's okay, slow down, you will be okay. Like you become a motivational speaker of some sorts to the people that are coming in your footsteps. And sometimes people are like, but you speak because you're already better. But remember, there are days that you were not better. So I also want to I want us to speak into the lives of those people that are choosing the paths. They're choosing to follow the path that a time is going to come when you really have to decide to stick in there. when nothing is actually coming out? And where did that look for you? And how were you able to stay the course even when things got harder?
Yes, for people that want to like follow their passions and
sometimes you invest your own company.
Yes, the thing I can say is when you're breaking into something new or something not anyone around you
you're
has
becoming a
done,
pathfinder.
Yeah, it's a very perilous kind of journey. It's not an easy one. Like for years there won't be money.
Yeah.
I've been doing the documentary thing for this is the 8th year, but I can tell you for a fact that I've only started seeing real results like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when I started seeing them. So why did I stay on the path? It was because my vision was bigger than the challenges I was facing throughout those years. Yes, I can live day to day. I can get the money. If I get the money for rent, that was my mindset. If I can pay my rent, eat, clothe myself, that's it. I don't need money to go out, to go for vacations and whatnot. If I'm able to do that, let me spend all this time and the little money I save on the side to build my skills.
To invest
so
in
that
myself.
At the end of the day, when the time comes for me to really come out, like how a moth, like a butterfly comes out of a caterpillar.
Oh, beautiful.
My worth and my value is undeniable.
Yeah.
You get. Yeah. What I've seen these days is that people want results right there and then. Quick results. And money will come. If you're very good at what you do, money will come. But it doesn't come.
But you're not going to decide when it comes.
Exactly. The way I look at money, and this has helped me a great deal, I look at money as a symptom of work done. It's not the reason for work done.
Yeah.
It's a symptom of productivity. At the end of the day, if you do good work, you get money. If you do good work and you have good customer care and people enjoy working with you,
the money keeps growing.
The money keeps growing. The clientele will grow and everything kind of leads to the next thing. But if you're very poor at your work at the very start and you're doing very bad work, clients are not satisfied, well, that's like a suicide kind of thing for your career. Yeah. So it's not easy. Money will take like weeks when you don't have money.
And you will see people that have it and
you will see people that have it and you will be persuaded to
and they're living the soft life.
Shortcuts. People are doing like soft life and what, and you want to know, like, do the soft life, you get
chilling.
very jealous and what. But your journey is your journey. My journey is my journey.
Yeah.
And that's why for me like I don't think I can be influenced by peer pressure or anything like that, even from an early age, because my vision of my life is not like any other person's.
You're in your own lane. You might as well run at your own speed.
Exactly. So quick rewards will always lead you to like
a disastrous
mess up.
life.
That's the thing. And fulfillment for me comes from doing what you love and doing it at the greatest capacity. The greatest capacity. If you're able to, whatever it is, whether you're dancing, whether you're a photographer, you're a writer or what, if you're able to create value from what you do, people will pay for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what. People will pay for it. The problem is most of the creatives, and there are very many that are struggling. They've been in the industry for
the longest time.
For a long time. They haven't been able to like create value from what they do, and they haven't been able to like make people see value
over time.
Exactly.
And people are not excited about the short-lived results.
That's the thing.
People are excited about the longevity.
Yes.
So if I know you've been doing this for the longest time, if you come on referral, I respect that a lot, because then there is someone else that is endorsing your work.
Exactly.
More than just seeing you on social media and I see glamorous graphics and thinking, she is the person.
That's the thing. And the last thing I would want, like, it's a mindset that has kind of helped me, is that where people, even the people who interact with friendships and, like relationships and what, people are not very much interested in the thing that you do or the thing that you're presenting to them. They are more interested in what this thing is going to do for them.
Exactly.
Or like what your relationship with them is going to do for them. Some people are with you for different reasons.
Yes.
Someone may be with you be your friend because you're fun.
Yeah.
For them,
it works for them. That's
value
to them.
It's not you, but this thing that you embody when you're with them. For others, it's the fact that you're a good speaker. And they don't care about the fun bit, but it's because of you inspire them through the speech. So it's very important for us to understand the different aspects of our lives and find out that thing that we can add value to and monetize. And definitely we won't see a lot of struggling artists.
Yeah, and wow, that's beautifully put. I feel like this conversation needs a part 3 and a part 4. Like seriously, coming into terms with, okay, this is my area of passion, okay, and then being able to move that journey of honing the skills, the competence, and strategizing to the point of monetization, and not just a simple because also monetization is in steps. You begin at the lower end where you can just survive. And then before you know it, most people, when they get to the lower end where they can survive, they think they have arrived. Instead of scaling, instead of growing, instead of desiring for the much better, they actually stay at that stage. So you have literally suffocated or strangled your vision.
That's actually something that we were talking about with some friends a couple of days back. We were, they asked, how do you add value? They are dancers. So they were asking, how do we add value? How do we how do we justify the money we ask from clients? And for me, the value of what you do, like in the stages, comes from the result that comes from what you're going to do. Because, like, for example, I'm so much into video. Like, if an organization comes to me, they are able to pay me as much as I ask, if only whatever video I'm going to create for them can help them fundraise for the money they want. You get. It's not about the equipment. It's not about how I do it, but the result of the thing. So if you're able to look at the result, you're able to know the level
to build up,
the level of monetization you want to be at, and it also comes from your skill set, and that you can't be a beginner and you're earning like someone that has been in the industry for
you can't years. And that is where this industry has actually lied to us sometimes, because you find beginners, because of the huge following and because of the huge, you get it, that criteria places them up above the experience. So now they have to work downwards, because they have to face reality at some point, and that becomes so hard. That is why it's been so easy for some people to even cross to illegitimate ways of earning, because they started at a place where they did not have to start. And I usually say it's a grave that starts up, but everything else starts down, going up. So
that's something.
I
want to see how that looks up for you, Esther.
Well, I would say that don't stop learning, because once you think that you've learned it all, it's just the beginning of your failing.
Downfall.
So like, yes, I did the training, but I feel like
you want to be a professor.
I feel like I need more.
And that's the bad thing about passion. Like, you never arrive.
Like when I take it to the biblical knowledge, I feel like I've gotten a definition of life, and I've just gotten to that God is the author, and I feel like I want to know more. I just feel like I've not yet. It's just the beginning of me, and I want to take it to another position.
That a heart can grow big by centimeters and you're kaput.
And you're done, and then the other person.
You don't have to have warning signs.
And then the other person is having like everything is
dead, but they're still
functioning. This person was living.
They are the living dead.
Yes, and went even independent.
The liver is dead. The pancreas is dead,
but they're still alive.
Like all the organs,
but there's something holding them.
Even the heart is the appearance isn't normal. You think like everything is overworked and is dead, but this person is also still breathing.
But overworked by what? You know me. Now I even want to cross over and ask some questions.
You dissect a person, and when you see what is inside, it's just a mess.
Okay, like their whole body system.
Like all the organs.
But what were they suffering from?
The different diseases like cancer. Now when it comes to cancer.
But cancer really has a way of messing everything around.
But remember,
it's like the COVID. I think it was the Delta one.
Yes,
that messed around all the organs in the body.
Exactly.
And at an accelerated
rate. So when it comes to cancer, you find that once it gets in, like it spoils everything.
While someone can clearly do everything that
this
they...
person is living and this person is breathing.
That's how they discover you at stage 4, but you have never complained about anything.
Exactly. And the other issue, you know, life is just a breath. Yeah? This person is on the bed sick. Okay, we say tomorrow is dying, the next day is dying, but this person is still so breathing.
So strong.
But then me, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm talking, and out of nowhere,
you collapse.
You collapse and be like, hey, she's dead, and be like, no.
It can't happen.
It can't happen. But there's the other person there.
That you even prayed for, and you're like, God, if you wish.
I wish you can take
rest.
But he's living. So I've just gotten that as an answer to me. But I'm still progressing. So one thing I can tell...
You also want to learn how to revive a human being when they get into the criticalness of advanced stages.
What should I do? Then that's one thing I can advise the young people. Don't stop learning. Keep learning.
Keep thirsty and hungry for knowledge.
And hungry for what you want to do. Don't get satisfied after getting the money you've started earning now.
Followers.
And you feel like, yes, I've started earning. What else?
This is it.
But try to ask the people that have been there. Like at my workplace, there's a gentleman. I like the way he does his work. He's so perfect. When it comes to handling like mortuary things, he's so perfect. Smart, cleanness, like the care. So I always want
Esther.
So keep learning. That's one thing I would advise.
I'm fascinated by this conversation.
So you shouldn't let's not stop learning, because once you've been...
And you know that happens in every industry. Gilbert, I think you've also looked at some people, like, how do they do their thing?
Right, like...
I would love to.
I want to be like them.
Comfort zone is
a distraction.
A distraction.
To yourself.
Wow. The comfort zone in progress. Now, I think I'll put it in 2 ways. When you're pursuing your passion, you must operate in your zone of comfort, because that's your calling. That's where you belong. But when it comes to growing and success, you must operate outside of your comfort zone. You must stretch more than... So it's a different set of comfort zones, but again, we must understand where to apply, because so many people are straining in the job market because they are not operating in their zone of genius or zone of comfort. And they are really stretching. Even waking up is a problem. They are depressed. They don't like leadership. They ridicule everything, even end up insulting. Those are people that we have on social media. Tell me when Gilbert will have time to go to social media to put someone in their place, when they have to create the next documentary. When you have to dissect another body, when will you have time to go and, send back insult to someone? Like, literally, we should find places, we should find careers that energize us and give us the enthusiasm to live. And what also that gives you is to pass it on to another person, to hold another person's hand that is growing in that industry. So now you are busy in all circles. You're helping someone else. You're also aiming to be better, like someone else is better than you. And so it's a continuous state of grace and growth that you are extending, instead of being in a career of cooking and you're not interested in cooking. So every time you're looking for something to distract you and to... Wow, we'll spend the whole day here. I love this conversation because...
people have mistaken, like, be yourself. They have taken to the other side that even when I'm doing wrong...
be myself.
No one wants to be told.
Yes, but let's be ourselves when we are pursuing of what we are meant to be.
Be authentic.
Yes. That's now you're doing yourself. You're doing the call that you're called for. Because at one time, still my pastor, like him, he's got Apostle Moses. He's a wise man. He said, do you know yourself?
That Apostle Moses?
Yes. He said,
he's a great leader.
Can you define yourself? If some people have given you a wrong advice, be yourself. You're doing wrong, but they're telling you, be yourself. Do you know yourself?
So you're stuck in your bed.
Yes, you're a failure. Again, so let's chase our passion. Let's chase the calling that we are called for. Don't use this console of be yourself when you're doing the wrong things.
And most times when we are chasing after our passion, we actually called it in service.
Yes.
It's in service,
You
not
service.
in personal edification and amassing of wealth, but we are called to be significant, to stretch our hands and be able to give something that is way higher than us. I love these conversations. I know there are so many of us out there who are going through these phases and who are striving to come out and articulate, and sometimes we don't even have the right words to explain what you feel, but go ahead and pursue it. For as long as you're not insulting anyone, you're not stepping on anyone's foot, and you know that God is on your side, and you know ethically everything is okay, go ahead and pursue what you really want. It could be that you are the best musimi wa toy around town. Who cares? The money does not write on itself until sima toy. So go ahead, sima toy zobro branding, get to kube business ku Facebook, and let's give you the jobs. Every time bosima bobera wanse yongo twala selfie ngo gamba I'm here ndimo ntuse centimeter weziti bapi ma centimeter bana itubagala nyo. We love you. Have yourselves a very great night.